What's going on, everybody? The Hair here, back with your favorite MMA analyst, your favorite up-and-coming MMA analyst, the better himself, the professional himself, MMA investing Joe for UFC Vegas with those guns out, UFC Vegas 41. Woo, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, dude, super excited for this one. This is the one where we both had to have the guns out because we're enemies on this card for the main event, but we'll get to it. Your co in this is Alex Caceres versus Choi Sang-woo. How do you see this fight going?
Fuck, man, yeah, this is a pretty good fight because Caceres kind of looked like he's revitalized his career a little bit, given it hasn't been against the best competition, I guess. But Caceres has always been game, man. He's always been pretty good. He just run into a lot of tough guys, and he just has one of those styles that's just it's going to be tough for him to get a lot of wins, because he's a good striker, but if you can get him down, I think he's pretty much kind of screwed at that point. But I mean, he's good, man. He has really good movement. He's light on his feet. He's good in and out. He finds his shot well, good timing for sure. That karate kind of style. Sang-woo Choi is more of a traditional Muay Thai fighter, vicious power, as we saw in his last fight. Likes those low kicks, likes to rip to the head and rip to the body for sure with a lot of power. It's kind of a clash in styles, right? It's kind of like that more touch kind of karate style that Caceres has. Light you up in all parts of your body versus Choi's a little more low volume, but he's going to try to take your head off with each shot. So it's a pretty cool contrast in styles for sure in the striking category. But man, yeah, breaking it down, it's a tough one, dude. I think it's a really tough one because Choi's look great, but Caceres has looked good too. Man, my brain's kind of telling me Choi here. Choi's aside because Choi's looked really good. He's a Muay Thai national champion in South Korea. Sorry, I know. And Caceres, like I said, he's looking good, man. But he's still a 500 fighter at the end of the day in the UFC, and having a 500 record in MMA is just not good. And Choi's looking like he's kind of up and coming. So I gotta lean with Choi here, man. I think Choi kind of implements that Muay Thai style to where he chops the leg kicks, kind of slows down Caceres a little bit, and then starts working to the body, starts working to the head. Caceres is super durable. I don't think either one will get a finisher. I think this goes to decision, but I think Choi is just going to land the harder shots. I think he's going to have those winning moments in the fight where we see, Caceres' head snap back and he's kind of getting hurt, wobbled on his feet a little bit, and it just kind of looks like Choi's doing the more damage throughout the fight. So I gotta take Choi here, man, but it's not super confident pick.
So your boy MMA Investing says Choi wins this fight, but it's pretty even in your mind. I'm not gonna lie, I was a humongous fan of Alex Caceres' fro back in the day. I fucking love that shit. Fro was sick. Yeah, I wish I can grow a fro, but I fucking hair straight as fuck, so it's just not gonna happen. But yeah, I was a big fan of that. To that point, Alex Caceres, I feel been fighting forever. I feel we've been seeing him fight for a long ass time. Yeah. I'm a big fan of building the young stars, though, as I always tell you about WWE, AEW, build the young stars. This could happen with Mr. Choi himself. But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind having Alex get a win and just pad more to his stats. Fuck it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that should be a fun, entertaining fight. Either way, look forward to it. I'll throw in one quick tidbit. We also have Chris Matino also in this card against Aaron Phillips. Didn't really break it down because the end of the day, we're not very sure on Matino, right? Because if he loses this fight against, let's be really honest, a no-name Aaron Phillips for the most part, to casuals anyways, the freight train, the popularity train from a loss dies down 100%, right? You agree to that?
100%. He's gone. No one will give a shit about him if he loses this fight. This is his one chance. He has the hype right now from the O'Malley fight. He has one chance again to prove himself and win this fight. Probably got to knock him out even to really keep it. If it's a boring fight, no one's going to give a crap. But yeah, he has to win this fight if he wants to keep that hype, and that attention on him.
And you make a good point, bro, because I didn't even think about that. So if he won, let's say by decision, I think that's as bad as a loss, honestly, bro.
Yeah. He probably gets cut if he doesn't win this fight, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, no, 100%. You bring up really good points. I think, yeah, I agree. He needs to win by flashy knockout, by doing something crazy. If not, I like you said, no one's gonna give a shit. That's why it's one of those fights right there, super make or break. Probably why he took the fight right away. You know what I mean? After getting his ass beat hard by your boy O'Malley.
Yeah, no, he knows he has to win here, and he knows it's probably his most winnable matchup. Like I said, I don't really know much about Aaron Finals. I've watched him fight like once. I don't know much off the top of my head, so I don't know, man. I couldn't break this one down for you guys, but
he needs to win it. Basically, only reason I brought it up because he needs to win it. If not, no one's gonna give a fuck, like you said.
Yeah, he has to win here, 100%.
Yeah, great. Now your main event. Just want to throw that in there real quick for the little Matino fans out there. But for your main event, this is where me and you finally divide. We had such a good bromance or friendship, dividing in this main event right here. Your boy Marvin Vettori coming off his title fight versus Izzy, where he didn't really get hurt in that fight, going against my boy Paulo Costa, who just did not pull the trigger at all against Izzy. Really hurt my heart on that one. Yeah, he technically TKO'd, just didn't. He said he drank too much wine or whatever he said, right? Something stupid like that he said. But still a fan. I still think he has the tools. Obviously bodied up. Vettori is such a good ass wrestler. Also real strong too. Without the biasness involved, because I know it's very difficult having that Italian stallion blood in yourself. How do you see this fight going and why?
Yeah, I never try to be biased in MMA, and it's super hard to not be biased, obviously, because you do have emotional stock invested in some of these fighters for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said I am Italian, so I do have a little bias story. But just breaking this down, man, like when I really have thought about this fight, and I think Vettori gets this done. I think it's going to sound weird, but I think it's a good stylistic matchup for both guys. But because it's 5 rounds, because it's a 5-round fight, I got to take Vettori here. Why I said it's stylistically good for both of them is because Vettori, he's not super good at one thing. He's a good wrestler, he's a good striker, but it's not like he's like a Izzy Adesanya on the feet or, like a Khabib on the ground by any means. And because of that, Costa's like a very good striker. He has good power in his hands, and he could definitely hurt Vettori. He's going to have the striking advantage here, but he slows down, man. He has 2 rounds of gas and he slows down. Vettori, he doesn't slow down. He has a granite chin. Izzy even said hitting that guy is like hitting a steel brick. Like it's crazy. You can tell Vettori is just going to be one of those that's just going to be super tough to finish by knocking him out. So I don't think Costa's going to knock Vettori out here. I think it's going to be a very competitive first 2 rounds. I think Costa maybe even wins those first 2 rounds or wins at least one of them. Kind of just outstrikes Vettori. Vettori has a tough time getting him down, but Vettori's going to keep wearing on him, man. He's going to keep going for takedowns. He's going to keep that pressure boxing up. He's going to stay in his face. By the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, I think Costa starts breaking, and I think Vettori starts finding those takedowns easy and just getting a lot of control time and pounding him out, man. And that's why I also said it's a good style matchup for Vettori because it's a 5-round fight and Costa slows down. And that's solely the reason why I say it's a good stylistic matchup for him. And his boxing is good enough to where he can hang with Costa on the feet. It's not like he's going to be like completely outgunned by any means. Costa has good takedown defense, but once you're tired, it doesn't matter how good your takedown defense is. It's going to be super tough at that point. So it's a tough fight, man. It's definitely a tough fight to pick for sure. But for those reasons, I got to take Vettori here.
Okay, and you did a good job of explaining it without including the biasness in it. Did a little better job than I would have for sure. Make good points. Make really good points. So, yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the dot with both guys. Now with Costa, if we get Costa that we had against Romero, who just had no remorse for his own body, just throwing bombs, I think he has a good shot if we get that Costa. Now, if we get our shy Costa or Costa that didn't want to get clipped, that was our gun-shy Costa that we got against Izzy, I think it gets real tough because honestly, up to this point, Costa doesn't have the best defense in the world. His defense is his blitzering offense, if you can agree to that.
Right.
If he tries to be a boxer, defensive boxer, he's not Floyd Mayweather. That's just not his game. He wins by being aggressive and by just, that's what he did against pretty much all his good wins he's been his his no remorse blitzing, power puncher. So that's the way he'll win if he wins this fight. Like you said in the first couple rounds, if he gets shy by any means, Vettori starts leaning his body on him, putting his weight. Both of those dudes are heavy as fuck. By the time they're in the octagon, they're both going to be 200 pounds, I believe. After the weigh-ins and shit. Vettori does that, does the dirty clinch, the dirty boxing, and just keeps pressing his weight on Costa. Yeah, that third, fourth round, Costa's going to be just gassed, bro. Super gassed. Of course, I have to have some biasness in there. Yeah, I want Costa to win, bro. I do want him to win. But yeah, Vettori is like a bull. Like, you can't really imagine that fool getting knocked out, really. He has that head of a fucking bull where, yeah, even, like you said, Izzy couldn't knock him out. I don't even think Izzy really hurt him, to be honest, bro. I really don't think he did. And Izzy's arguably the best striker in MMA. So
Yep.
that basically tells you right there, it can Costa do it. Costa's pretty strong if maybe, however, also, I don't know. It has to be a perfect couple of shots for Costa to knock him out. But even that just sounds kind of far-fetched, you know what I mean? Even though I'm a huge fan. So we'll see. Yeah, if it goes, I agree 100% with what you said. If it goes past the third, fourth, Costa's going to be fucking huffing and puffing. He has all those muscles, but you need oxygen in those muscles.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd like to say Costa wins. It just really depends which Costa we get, and it depends on Vettori's game planning, too. Now, of course, Vettori knows Costa. He knows how he is. He knows his strong points. Now, real quick, do you think Vettori, let's say Costa starts swinging like crazy, you think Vettori's going to get in that exchange, or do you think he immediately goes for the takedown?
I think it's just going to be kind of reactionary at that point. If Vettori's blitzing or if Costa's blitzing him, I'm sure the game plan is to shoot that double leg under that. Yeah. Hit that double leg. That's the easiest time to get it once you can get that good entry on him. But I could also see Vettori kind of, wanting to get in that gunfight. But if he's smart, he won't. He'll immediately go to the grappling. And like we all know, grappling is way more tiresome than striking is. So I think he grapples as early and as often here and tries to just wear Costa out, get that lactic acid in those muscles, wear him down. It's a tough fight though, man. It's a tough fight to pick, but I think Costa just like one of those guys, just a really good hammer. Just a bad nail, dude. And Vettori's been both, and he does decent in both. I mean, you always want to beat the hammer, but I think once Costa breaks, and I think he's going to break at some point with Vettori, I think he takes over.
Yeah, no, definitely explained it good. Now, this should be fun. Obviously, we both, want our respective guys to win. Should be fun. Great breakdown. I can't wait for it. We're super excited for it. I'm juiced just thinking about it. Of course, they both have a good chance. If Costa beats Vettori, he's going to argue that he wants to fight Izzy again. If Vettori beats Costa, Costa's a pretty well-known name. Costa hangs out with Bruce Buffer all the fucking time. So, Costa's in there he hangs out with the Paul brothers too. Vettori can easily say, well, you know what? Izzy didn't fucking hurt me. I'm still game. I'm strong. Oh, yeah. I just beat the former number one contender. So they both have, pretty good arguments if they win, right?
Yeah. They'll be given the Izzy call out for sure, even though Whitaker 100% deserves the fight. And I think it's already set up with Whitaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think whoever wins this fight has some stake, back at a title shot, even though it'd be kind of weird for Vettori to get one right away again, having fought Izzy twice already.
Yep.
So I guess maybe he fights like the winner of Cannonier and Derek Brunson that just got announced. So I would like to see, kind of like a title eliminator fight almost, where whoever wins this Costa Vettori fights the winner of Cannonier and Brunson. Whoever wins that fights the loser of Izzy and Whitaker, which I think will be Whitaker. And then they, at that point you're on a 3-fight winning streak, and then now you deserve a title shot again. So that's the way I see it. But
and that's a MMA, way more neat balance that you did versus my just quick load. Let's get the next title shot. That's a lot more neat. Good shit. But yes, very much excited for this card. Should be super fun. Could arguably be a lower end pay-per-view. So this is a fucking awesome fight night card. Very much looking forward to it. The best in the game, the best in the world. MMA investing, get the picks, make your money. Fucking do what you got to do. Joe, pleasure having you on. We'll continue doing this shit, and we'll continue getting those views, getting those likes, getting those comments. We'll argue with you bastards and continue it. Good shit, my friend. I'm investing, Joe. The